Okay, today's video is going to be a little bit different than the kinds of videos that I normally do. To start it off with, I've been out of it for the last little over a week, health-wise, and I'm just coming back. So I haven't done any research on any of the new tools and things that maybe I can bring to you. But I thought maybe I would do a little bit of a PSA.
This is a public service announcement from the Shootin' Guy.
For some of you, sharing my experience, it might help. Back in late February, I went in for my annual checkup, and they did a blood draw as they normally do, and checked all the blood work and all of that stuff. Well, when I get to the doctor's office, and I already looked at my lab results, so I knew what was there. When I got to the doctor's office, we had a little discussion, and it would seem that my cholesterol levels, the LDL levels, were just a little bit higher than maybe what the threshold, the CDC, whoever puts the threshold, the AMA, who does the thresholds? It should be in this range, and I was just a little over, and Doc said, okay, well, before I go any further, the year before, I had a very similar reading where it was a little bit further over the allowed level or the alert level of cholesterol on the LDL side. My HDL levels were actually pretty good or high, and as many of you know, the HDLs help counteract the LDL effects. Although the AMA and CDC aren't really looking at it that way anymore, they just look at cholesterol, and if you've got cholesterol, we got to lower it. But anyway, so it was a little high, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to attack this with diet. I'll get that cholesterol number down. You'll see next year. So that was the year previous. So now February this year had that exam, and he goes, yeah, it is down a little bit lower than it was, but it's still over the threshold. I'm going to put you on some drugs that are going to help get that down because I want you to live a long time. And I kind of resist taking drugs of any type, and I have to know just exactly what those drugs are supposed to do to your body because I don't want to introduce things that are actually going to be a detriment. There are so many things that can save lives, and I'm not anti-drug in general because sometimes those drugs will save a life. However, many of the drugs that may not be necessary are being suggested at times to be introduced into people's bodies that have more side effects than benefits. Okay, so rosuvastatin, which is a statin that is a group of statins, and he put me on that, 5 milligrams, very low dose, just enough to get me down below the threshold of a high cholesterol reading. And I kind of resisted when I was in the office a little bit, just asking questions about it. I'm familiar with what statins do, and maybe I'll leave a link below to what the Mayo Clinic talks about what a statin is and its chemical makeup and all of that stuff. I do have a little bit of chemistry background, so I kind of knew what was in it. But for the sake of this video, and please, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you what I understand and some of my experience that I've had with this. It basically goes and tells the liver to not process and deliver cholesterol into the bloodstream. So it kind of blocks the processing of cholesterol, basically puts it through your digestive system, and you poop it out. So at first it sounds like, oh, that's a great idea. But the problem is you're actually touching your liver with this drug and telling your liver to do some different things, which in many people's cases, I guess works quite well. Low dose, 5 milligrams, shouldn't be a big deal, should do enough of the marginal help that'll get the cholesterol levels in a range that'll be good. Okay, and he kind of talked me into it, and I said, okay. My very first question was, okay, what do you see practically? I mean, I know what the side effects are, but what do you see practically are the side effects that most people talk about? And he said, well, many people will come back and talk about achy joints and just being kind of stiff and sore. But that's at a level that is far higher dose that I'm giving you. I'm only giving you 5 milligrams. These other guys, I'm giving them 10 times that much because they have such a large cholesterol problem, and we're really trying to get that thing down, and it does cause that effect. But those are the only ones that he said he was familiar with and hearing about directly from his patients. And I was like, okay, can I live with sore muscles and sore joints? And I said that out loud, and he goes, well, your body will actually, over a period of time, adjust to it. Yes, there's going to be probably a couple of days where you might feel that, and you may not feel anything at all. But given a few days, it should, your body will adjust. Let me know if you have a problem. And I said, okay. And so he kind of talked me into it. That was on a Thursday, and I was able to get the prescription that Thursday. So Thursday night, took the first dose. Friday night, took another dose. Saturday, took another dose. Sunday, took another dose. These are all in the evenings. I choose to take some of those things, and in that case, it didn't matter when I took it. So I choose to take them at night so they don't affect me during the day if there's going to be an effect. Well, the problem is with rosuvastatin or any of the statins, the amount of statin buildup in your system needs to grow to a capacity for it to be extremely effective or more effective. If you take it once, it's not going to do anything. It'll shoot some signals off to the liver, and the liver may or may not do anything. But as you put a level in there, your liver will say, oh, okay, this is now the new norm. I'm going to make this change. So it takes a few days. And it works best if you keep the level the same, so you shouldn't be missing a dose. Totally get it. I understand all that. So come Monday, it's like, oh man, yeah, I am definitely feeling some achiness. Now, could that be suggested? Some may argue it may have been suggested that because he said it was going to happen, that it started to happen, but we didn't talk about how soon or how much, and it shouldn't have happened because it was such a low dose. I was definitely very, very sore. So come Tuesday and then Wednesday, it's like, wow, I've got this pain like right here, and I've got a few other pains going on in my body. And I've been doing a lot of stretching, to try to like relieve some of that, uric acid buildup. Take a look. And it just didn't feel good. There's some swelling and all of that stuff. And then this one little pain thing, it didn't feel good at all. Okay. And I figured, okay, doc says it's gonna, my body will adjust. My body will adjust. I was trying and trying. Come Friday night, and the whole time I was just pressing through my workouts. You guys know I work out a lot if you've watched my channel any. Anyways, I pressing through. Friday night we went out to dinner with Shooting Kid and his wife, and the kids, and I was not feeling good. But I ate dinner, and I actually felt a little better afterwards. Well, Friday night when I get home, come to find out, I started getting a fever. And it's like, oh my gosh, did I get sick? Did something happen? Why is this all of a sudden happening? The next day, on Saturday, I noticed, there's some hives like on the top of my thighs. I mean, small little hives, but like, did I get bit by something? Just was not putting two and two together. Still had a little bit of a fever. It wasn't a high fever, but enough of a fever. 99. I just wasn't feeling good. Well, work through the week, I'm just getting worse and worse and worse. A blotchy kind of a rash starts to happen. The fever starts to grow higher. I start getting confused. I can't think. I'm taking things to try to get the fever down, maybe, and maybe I am sick, but I'm not exhibiting any flu-like symptoms at all, other than the achiness. I mean, one would think, achy body, fever, you've got yourself a flu, but no congestion, none of that other stuff. And even my wife said, you don't look like you have the flu. It looks like something else is going on. And I would say I was operating somewhere between 25 to 30% at the best, 30 at the best. 25% come around Saturday of the following week. And it was awful. It was awful. So I just decided this has got to be the statin. I didn't quit right away. I went till Sunday. And Monday morning, I make a call to the doctor. We had a little conversation. I had a conversation with the nurse, explained what was going on, and did a chronological breakdown of what was happening from the time we started to that day. And he goes, yeah, you better get off that drug. So, and I told him, I wasn't calling to ask you if I should. I was calling you to tell you I am. And so it was almost immediate. That was on a Monday morning. Come Tuesday, the rash was already gone. Wednesday, hives, rash, all that. The fever came down. Oh, by the way, that Sunday before, the fever had spiked at 101, and I was working through the day with 101 degree temperature, just feeling absolutely miserable. But temperature immediately came down. That was so I'm videoing this on Friday. That was this last Tuesday. It's Friday. My temperature's normal. No hives, no none of that stuff. I'm a little fatigued. My nights I've been having a little bit of trouble sleeping, although it's been better. I had a lot of trouble sleeping those first few nights. I mean, I had some night sweats and all that stuff. It was awful. I'm getting better. I'm going in the right direction. Okay, this is my little PSA to all of you. Please, 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 please be aware of what statins do in your body, and avoid them if you absolutely can. They really wreak havoc. At least they did on me. Talk to your doctor. If you're on a statin, I'd like to know. If you're on a statin, rosuvastatin, or there's like 6 others, let me know down below what you're currently prescribed and what dosage and how you feel while taking that. I really, really want to know. Maybe I'm an anomaly. Maybe I had something else going on. But the direct physical pain where I reached to go pick something up and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't. I had no leverage. I couldn't bend over. To have all that happening with no sinus congestion or any other aspects of flu, plus having hives. Even had a couple of what looked like measles on my legs, on the top of my legs. Just odd. And then have all that go away once I stopped the statin. I want to know what's going on with you guys, if any of you have done that. And if some of you are being suggested maybe you need to go on a statin, drill into your doctor. Do your research. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Because for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, it was not good. It was almost the worst sick I have ever been. That's all I got for you today. I'm sorry I didn't have anything else to share with you. I will. I'm feeling better. I'll get to those other things. I'll share it with you very soon. Leave a comment down below. I love you all. Thank you all. Let me know how you're doing, okay?